Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. I think we are good to go. Hey everyone, I hope you guys are all having a wonderful day out there. A new style for the channel. I am standing up. I'm told you guys I'm working on this weight loss stuff. I've moved my standing desk, which is usually lowered. I've moved it all the way up. I've had to adjust my camera because of that. So you guys are going to see me in the standing position from now on my streams. The only thing that would really change that is if I hurt my leg or something's really sore one day and I have to readjust everything. But for now, you guys are going to see me standing up more in my videos, which should be a good thing. However, that is a problem because you guys also like to see Loki. And because you guys can't see Loki because he can't hop on my shoulder anymore, what we have to do is we have to put him on the sofa. So even then, I don't think you guys can see him all too much, but I'm going to give it a try very fast. It might work. Yeah, there he goes. Right. So you guys can, now you guys can see Loki as he tries to earn his treat. Not really earn it. He's already going to get it, but like he gets some pets. You guys can't see his tail wagging as much, but he's having a good day. And then, good boy, good boy. And then he lays right back down there with his butt, eating a treat. He knows I got 2 treats, so he's waiting for the second, but he won't get the second one just yet. All right. So, hey, E-Trev, happy to see you. Thanks for being a moderator as always. Dolphin, happy to see you. New California, Ron, Sebastian, Meekers Media, happy to see you guys. Trump Pump, I'm hoping for something. We got CPI coming out a couple days. This is going to be the big one here. And we need a camera for dog version. I was thinking about it, but like, you guys know I've been paying cleaning ladies and such. They keep moving everything, and I don't know what to do. It's because I have 2 extra face cams somewhere in my house, and they're really good. The one's like an Elgato 4K one that I was gonna have hanging by my feet, so you can see Loki as he's laying down. Like he has a blanket and everything right here, and then so he can lay down. And you guys could see him, right? And we'd have a little bit of a Loki cam I could turn on every now and again. But for Loki, I just don't know where it's at. So I might end up buying a new one, but I've been trying to be more frugal this year and not spend as much money. I spent a lot of money last year doing a whole bunch of nonsensical stuff that I didn't need to do. So this year, you know, it's better, right? Like last year, I think I spent like $10,000 on Uber Eats last year, $10,000, because I was trying to eat healthier, but I didn't want to cook my own healthy food. Now I'm eating my own healthy food that I cook, and I'm also have frozen meals like the factor meals for when I just don't want to cook, right? So I found my medium there. But yeah, I wasted a lot of money last year, and I'm trying not to waste that much money this year. I'm going to be a little bit more frugal, right? Hopefully, Bitcoin will reach $1 million this year, and now that will allow me to not be frugal anymore. But until that happens, we got to talk about the craziness that we saw because Bitcoin ultimately didn't really have such a bad day. Altcoins had a really bad day, and that's what we have to talk about here today. Actually, before that, let me actually put some music on here because I do want to listen to Pretzel. I pay for this service, and I hate myself every day. Well, I don't hate myself. I don't like myself every day when I don't play the music on here. I think for now, we're going to put the audio down to about 32. And just put on some EDM, I think should be the good thing to do here. Just keeps me going a little bit more, you know, get some energy. Technically, I'm listening to anime music behind me, so that usually is good. But I gotta be careful so you guys aren't hearing it, but I'm seeing the sound bar not move, so I don't think you guys can hear my music, which is great. But can we get Loki in the house? Yeah, what do you call Loki's freaking awesome. He's been in a good move. Hey, Wolf, happy to see my man. So, let's get started with Bitcoin very fast. We're going to be breaking down a bunch of stuff today. Not today, because after this, I have to go to a football game. I forgot there was a football game tonight, so I am, like, totally behind schedule, but I was like, I knew I was going to start streaming every day starting today, going forward, like, every Monday through Friday, so I was like, fuck the football game temporarily. I'll go to it afterwards. So we're going to be streaming for about 45 minutes an hour. I'm going to get changed up, and I'm going to go rush out to join a bunch of buddies who are drinking beer and eating unhealthy food, which I cannot eat, so maybe it's better for me, right? So here's something going on with Bitcoin. Let's go back to this older Bitcoin chart. So, you know, in theory, what we saw happen today was basically Bitcoin test out that level of support, break through it temporarily before getting bought back up and hitting the exact same level it's been at the last 2, 3, 4, 5 days. Okay? Jeez, can't make this stuff up. And if I show it to you guys in a 5-minute chart, you guys can see it like this. This is what we saw happen today. Just agony to watch, because I had an Ethereum long I told you guys about before that got stopped out. It got stopped out hard. I lost some money. Not the end of the world because it was a high risk trade. I only have a 5x leverage on it. But man, I just hate losing money, right? So we saw it come down pretty hard and fast, got bought back up. Now we're back to where we were before. Literally, that whole line. We're just back to where we were. Dipped back again before. Same thing happened. Dipped back down here again. And we kind of leveled off. Dipped back down here, leveled off. It's just been a pain in the butt. And I'm curious if we had all these new buyers coming in over the past few hours and days. I would just say hours, actually, not days. Because everybody is kind of waiting to see what happens with the CPI data. Because if you're trying to open up a short position right now, probably not the best thing to be doing. Because you just, or even a long, if you're trying to do a swing trade, I should say, it's not really the best thing to be doing right now, because CPI data could really blow you one way or the other. And we have CPI data coming out on Wednesday, which is coming up very, very close. We'll talk about that here in a few minutes. But because of that, Bitcoin right now is still pretty darn bearish. I was looking at the MACD and stuff like that. You know, we're coming back up a little bit. The stochastic is flipped over and the RSI is still bearish. We do have a little bit of a bullish divergence on this stochastic and RSI, which is kind of a good news here. But it's kind of giving me more mixed reviews, and then we have to go look at the weekly chart. The weekly chart is still mixed as well, right? The only thing that's really giving me, I would say, comfort at this level is the fact that the monthly MACD remains strong. The monthly MACD, good. Monthly stochastic, good. Monthly RSI, good. Which means we can go week to week having some bad times, but eventually that momentum should still carry us up, and that's the important thing here. So that's why I'm not saying, oh my God, this bull market is over, that the world is ending and things of that, that nature. That being said, you guys could already see it right here. My thesis for opening that trade a couple days ago was saying, hey, I think Bitcoin can break back above the 20 leading up into CPI data happening Wednesday, and then we could break back out to anywhere between 97,000, which is where that 50-day moving average is, all the way up here to levels of resistance around 98,000 to like 100,000 bucks where that trend line is. Right? That was my goal. I lost that bet horribly today. But because of how the chart turned out, we could theoretically have it happen again where we see Bitcoin actually try to spike back up here, which will just be absolutely insane. So that's kind of the conundrum I'm dealing with, where at this point in time, I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to do any more swing trading right now. I'm just going to hold off and kind of wait a few days for all this mess to kind of clear off. And once I see a good trend again, I'll start doing more shorts, more longs, and all that good stuff. That being said, while Bitcoin didn't really have a bad day, look at Ethereum. Ethereum closed a lot lower. Solana closed a lot lower. WIF closed a lot lower. Doge was actually okay here. There's a few bright spots, but the majority are like STMX, SHIB, Pepe. They all close lower, and it's not a good thing, right? And this is why I wanted to bring you over here to coinmarketcap.com. If you guys can see this, yeah. Last 30 days, last 7 days, it's the 7 days I want you guys to pay attention to. Last 7 days, Bitcoin is down 7%. Last 7 days, Ethereum is down 14. XRP is up 6. BNB is down 5. Solana is down 15. Dogecoin is down 11. ADA is down 13. Tron is down 17. AVAX is down 20%. SUI is down 8%. Maybe if you guys like AVAX, that could be a strong buying opportunity for some of you guys. Toncoin is down 7. Stellar is only down 3.5. That's not too bad. SHIB is down 10. Chainlink is down 17. Hedera is down 9. Right? So you're seeing a lot of blood in the water here for the last 7 days. Even last 30 days, but you can see the majority of these moves here all happen within the last 7 days. So you're kind of in a type of mentality, right? It's not a fun time. What I'm doing in these situations, though, is I'm kind of zooming out and I'm looking, okay, what's happening here? This is Pepe. Let me see. Right? It's been doing good for a while. Every time it dips back down, it usually ends up being a good buying opportunity. So I need to start dollar cost averaging a little bit more of this Pepe. And in fact, when you see some of these previous breakouts, when they do break out, it's a pretty good move. When it does break out, it's a pretty good move, right? Even though this took a couple months afterwards, it broke out and it still had that decent move there, which I'm excited about. I think if you take off log as well, it looks a little bit better there. Yeah, take off the log, it looks a lot better. We don't look at log too much here on the channel, but we don't look at it the other way around, you know. All right, oops, nope, log, and I need to make that being log. There we go. Yeah, so don't forget about the log and stuff like that. So that's kind of the gist of what's happening right now. I wish I had better news for you guys, but man, it's just like maybe a little bit of day trading, but this is mood dang. I don't know if you guys remember that meme coin that popped off a few months ago. I made some good money out of it. I sold about like 60% of it off. In hindsight, I should have sold off a freaking 100% of it, but here I am, right? Matic, we were happy about the pop it made a while ago because it was finally making some good moves, hit that resistance level all the way back down, giving off some huge losses to people that loaded up over here. Kaspa, all the gains from the last few weeks, all gone. Ocean, all gone. Everything is pretty much trying to reset here, and it's a pain in the butt. Tron right now is on the verge of breaking, not Tron, Turbo's on the verge of breaking down, heading back down here towards like 0.0046. The whole market is in kind of a rough shape, I would say, right now. Doge is looking pretty good. I mean, it looks good, but man, I just wouldn't take the chance. You can't be whining. I can give you your last. There you go. No more whining after that. He's becoming a little bit more of a whiny baby. So I got to teach him that whining doesn't get him anything. I did a horrible job of that, obviously, but once he knows I have no more treats, I think he's usually a little bit better. I thought J-Duck came in as an airdrop with Akuma Inu. Was not. They got me for $20. There's a lot of crazy stuff happening in the markets right now. You guys know that I've started to get into a little bit of cigar stuff. I'm soon to be working with the government of Washington State as far as their crypto policy. I'm doing my trading and things like that. I'm gonna start doing some Web3 gaming here pretty soon. That's gonna be pretty fun. It's gonna be a good time. But you know, as far as Bitcoin is concerned right now, Bitcoin's not in that much trouble. You see the dollar index still going higher, Bitcoin still consolidating. We could easily have this type of effect where we break down below a support level and we keep on going down, but it's not like a complete breakdown where everything falls apart, right? Falls apart. It's more of a, hey, we're going into a correction downtrend, and then we're going to break out and hit another all-time high type of move. And that's kind of what I'm looking for right now. It's just more of, this style is not great for altcoins, if that makes sense. What we've been happening is, like, let's say Bitcoin from here, March to November. ApeCoin. March to November right here, okay? That whole time while Bitcoin was just gradually going down, doing a whole bunch of sideways stuff, altcoins plummeted. And then of course they had their spike up ahead of that moment, sure, but like generally speaking, a lot have just been going down, 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 down. So it's almost like you're just asking to become a bag holder and you're hoping that Bitcoin does that last big hurrah to make you some good money. So what I'm thinking right now is that, like, I got to start looking at more of these tokens like BNB. Well, generally speaking, they're still doing very well. And if they do have a pullback, whether it's down to 550 or maybe at worst it's down here to 450 or something like that, I buy at these levels because I know this is generally going to keep on going up. You guys know that I am sponsored by TapBit. If you guys are looking for an exchange, drop down below and check them out. But and I'm also sponsored by Weeks. Let me log into Weeks very fast. So, is that actually logged in? No, okay. Something really crazy happened with their token this week, so I sold out 100% of it, just because. Let's see here. Pick the kangaroos. There's the kangaroo. Looks like Kangaroo Jack. There you go. So their token launched up. This is a daily chart. Their token launched up like over 100%, and I had bought, like I told you guys, I like exchange tokens. I typically like them quite a bit. Well, my average was a little bit lower, of course, because I've been with them for a while. But basically, how do I weekly chart? So I've been working with them since last year, right? So bought my tokens over here. I missed out on this little pump, but it bounced off and it ran up like 115% since I bought it, basically. So I was like, you know what? I'm out. Sold all of my tokens. It dipped back down a little bit here, and I might buy back into it. But somebody just launched in this, so there's still little pockets of wealth, I would say. But I did not hesitate to sell 100% of my position of this, and I just got out because I was like, ooh, money, you know, taxes, whatever. But yeah, definitely an interesting time there. All right, now as far as general news is concerned, here, let me get out of Weeks very fast. CNBC. Futures are actually looking okay. That may actually help Bitcoin as we go until tomorrow. I was scrolling down here. I was looking at stock futures tick higher as traders await the first 2 key inflation readings. This could be interesting leading up into Wednesday, I would say. But stock futures rose on Monday evening as investors braced themselves for the first 2 inflation readings due this week. Futures tied to the Dow Jones Industrial Average, blah, 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 blah. Let's see. There you go. Looking to Tuesday, this is tomorrow. The Producer Price Index, which measures the wholesale inflation, is set for release at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Economists polled by Dow Jones predict that the headline PPI grew 0.4%, while the core figure, which excludes food and energy, rose 3%, or 0.3%, excuse me. The December PPI measure and the Consumer Price Index report due Wednesday will be the market catalyst as investors grapple with last week's blowout jobs report. The upcoming inflation reports will inform the Federal Reserve's next move on interest rate policy. This is going to be interesting because inflation has been going up over the last few months, as you guys know. And then we look at some of the jobs reports and how they were pretty big, like much better than expected. And then on top of that, we have some minor news coming out tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, 5:30 in the morning Western Time. But if you guys were ever to wake up a few days early this week, it would probably be tomorrow, because you guys know the volatility is just going to be absolutely insane. And that's really what you guys are going to be hoping for, I would say, right now. Because, again, 15-minute chart, you go look at that American time. I mean, the American time zone, I mean, there's a little bit in London, of course, but like America is usually where all the crazy stuff happens. New York over here has some whiplash. New York over here, some whiplash. New York right here, I'm not going to keep us going, but like tons of whiplash happening here as we try to hold on to support. So it might be one of those days, guys, where you wake up early, or you have an alarm set up or something like that. Maybe some of you guys were lucky enough to buy this early in the morning. I was not. I was busy while taking Loki on a walk. But yeah, just brutal. Absolutely brutal this morning. What are you guys talking about here? Damn, didn't pay attention to Bitcoin today, not gonna lie, got used to the red LOL, but almost back to 95K. Yeah, I don't think Bitcoin's really the problem. I think the problem really is altcoins. Altcoins are just bleeding right now. And I mean, that's not a terrible thing, because we do, like, if you're like me, we keep on dollar cost averaging. But I mean, this cycle, I'm not even talking about this in cycle as a whole, but like ever since we kind of sold off a portion of our positions, like about a month ago when everything kind of topped off with the altcoins, I'm feeling like I'm not just going to go back into those same altcoins and double down, although I'm happy if they keep on going up and stuff. I think for me, the best thing that's going to happen is I just need to, focus on some of those coins that just have good records for the last 365 days, last year or whatnot. So like maybe I could go over here. I could scroll up faster. Columns. 90-day percent chart. No, they don't have it. No, they don't have it. I might have to see, like, 90-day charts, the most they got, percentage. 8%, 90%. I might have to add the 90-day on top of this. And put the 90 over here right before the 30 just for today's video. Supply changes, how'd that look? Yeah, so now we got the 90 right here. All right, Bitcoin's still up 45%, Ethereum is still up 26%, XRP's up 365%, BNB still up. I got to find stuff that's still looking okay, right? So you can see on this first page, most things are still higher than they were a while ago. Near Protocol is, that's a red flag right there. Aptos is a red flag right there. Most things seem to be okay. Tau is not doing so good. AI tokens as a whole aren't really doing so good. Wow, Cospa not doing well at all. Arbitrum is still looking okay. I mean, see a little bit Celestia, Stacks, Optimism. There might be some tokens in here that I just don't go back into. Like Immutable X, I own quite a bit of that, but it hasn't really been doing good for me. Bonk, even Bonk's up a little bit. Pudgy Penguins, of course, Sonic is down, Move is up. So, a Virtuous Protocol, some highlights in here, of course, but like WIF is down 43% last 90 days. My God. Sandbox is up 100. Like, there's still tons of good stuff. You can see there's tons of good stuff in here, but there's just a few things I might have to say, it's not up above 20%. I probably don't want to go back into it. Brett right now, $1 billion market cap. It's doing okay of the last 90 days, just 4% though. Yeah, I don't want to make too many weird sounds, but it was like, So we'll see how all that pops off. Go to the second page here. Let's see. You know, Magic is down 77, Popcat's down 55, Bio is down 51, Vanna is down 46%, Book of Meme 44, Turbo 35. There's still a lot of stuff that is bleeding. On the other side here, Peanut the Squirrel, 590 million market cap, still up quite a bit, down a little bit last 30 days. It's actually down 50%. Yowza. But again, you go back in here, you kind of see what's still blowing up, and you have an opportunity for another run. And because you could say altcoins really haven't had a parabolic run just yet, what you might be able to say is, hey, maybe this is still pre-altcoin season, which I think it is. And if you go back in time, and let's say you go over here, let me open up a new CoinMarketCap page, and you pull up something like a Dogecoin. You know, what was Dogecoin's market cap before it went parabolic back in the old days? Well, go over here to all. Let me drag it. Okay, hold on. There you go. Right? It was around 300, 400 million. Maybe it dropped down to 200 million every now and again. It pulled out a little bit more. And then from there, it just launched up from like 400 million market cap up to the billions. So if you want to be lucky, you know, or you want the opportunity to be lucky, you look at 400 million, 30 million, that's still within that's still good. Either any one of these can go parabolic. Now you're usually looking for a meme coin, so like Godius Maximus might be your thing, but oh, Godius Maximus is positive for the last 90 days. You know, generally speaking, it's still going up. GigaChed, maybe you can think about that. Trump and the old mail movement going on right now, maybe that's something that can pop off. ApeCoin, they've been on the downtrend for a while, but you know what? They still have a lower market cap. Maybe they can do something with NFTs making a comeback. Maybe, right? So you got to go through all these little hoops and see what can pop off. And I think there's an opportunity. But again, all you would have to do is literally just go over here to the meme section and not have to search through all these other tokens. And just start seeing, okay. Oh, will it not let me scroll? I hate this there's a little page over here that won't let me do it. Oh, we can imagine the same thing, right? So like this is last 7 days. Let's imagine it's the last 90 days. Well, DGen Spartan AI is down about 53% right here. Man, that's not looking so good, right? However, we'll go back over here. Maybe Sports at $148 million market cap. Maybe Pippin. Kuma may be a little bit expensive. Maybe you can try Pepe Unchained, you know, 46 million. There are lots of opportunities, I would say, to try to, you know, add 20 bucks into this, 50 bucks in here. Like even Dogecoin's doing just fine. I mean, it's down like 12% last 7 days, but well, I guess no, the market cap is nowhere near what we want it to be. Never mind. At most, I think this may go up towards like over 100 billion or something like that. So lots of upside, but again, it's not like the parabolic upside that we're used to. Apu, you know, 227 million, 0.000 number. I'm hoping Apu makes a good move here. But again, lots of opportunities. Maybe we'll have a stream where we just talk about those opportunities. Actually, I think that'd be kind of fun. As far as the rest of the news, excuse me. There's not really much out there. Like IAC approved spinoff of home improvement marketplace Angie. No. Inflation reports Living Bank of America sees no Fed rates cuts this year. Uh-oh, that could be a bad sign for Bitcoin. Bitcoin would probably, I'd be like, uh-oh, I'm not buying anymore. I'm just going to hold what I have. That'd be a really bad sign. Netflix and Comcast among companies donating to LA wildfire. Like they probably paid for that story. The time for AI palettes is over. Here's what to do now. That's a paid post for Salesforce. Cleveland Cliff CEO attacks Japan as he reiterates interest in acquiring U.S. steel. Right? There's just nothing really happening besides everybody being terrified of inflation. And I can totally understand being terrified of inflation. It really does suck. But our money, our future in crypto for the next few, you know, quarters, it all depends on good inflation data coming out. And we're not really seeing that good inflation data coming out more recently. And that's really been a shame, because you can tell that Bitcoin wants to go higher. You can tell that institutions want to buy money. You can tell that if they don't even want to buy Bitcoin, maybe they'd buy up some Bitcoin spot ETF, which means that there is more Bitcoin being bought. Like there's all these good signs, but yeah, it's just interest rates, Jerome Powell really slowing us down. And there is a fear that inflation may go back up again. and I'm curious to see where things are getting more expensive. So for example here, if we go to oh, that's India's inflation. Ha 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 ha. December. That's 111 though. Maybe it was updated today or something. Yeah, it was. Oh no, this is 2020. Let's see. Published Thursday, January 11th, 2024, which means this is like from 2023. Yeah, I feel like this is not too old. So this is a report for December 2023. Let's see. PC inflation. Here's the inflation breakdown for December 2023. Okay, there. No, we want December 2024. Oh, damn, my brain is just off today. I keep on forgetting it's 2025. Jobs. That's jobs. Well, let's go for November 2024. That's fine. I just want to see the general idea of where the inflation is coming from. Right? So the biggest jumps were all items less food or energy. That's what the majority was. Okay, then we had a lot coming from food away from home. But if you look at what caused the majority of inflation, food at home was 1.6%. Food away from home was 3.6%. Energy was down. All items plus food energy up 3.3%. So it looks like, so vehicle insurance, pet services, college, care of invalids, elderly, motor vehicle repair, watches, daycare and preschool. There's a lot of stuff in here that the average like single person really doesn't have to deal with all too much, right? And so I'm curious to see how much they want to slow down the economy. Like, how does having higher interest rates stop motor vehicle insurance from going higher, right? How does that stop pet services from costing more money? How does that stop colleges from raising their tuition when they know that the government's going to fund those checks anyway? Care at invalids, elderly, that may be something because we have a shortage of nurses, but I don't see how, again, interest rates helps all that. So maybe watches, because people aren't going to be putting as much on that other stuff. But like, if you have to pay for your elderly parent, you're going to pay for that. It might not be the best care, but you're going to pay for it. College textbooks, you might not want to pay for them, but you're going to have to pay for it. Pet services, you're going to pay for it. If your dog's dying or something like that, you're going to pay for it. Motor vehicle insurance, it's illegal to not have it, right? I know a lot of people that don't have it, but still, it's just, I don't know how interest rates actually stops that from going higher. Rent, maybe, right? But that's like on a low end right now. Rent's been going down for a little bit as far as the rental inflation, I should say, But still, there's a lot of stuff I'm concerned about right now. That work this morning was a nasty pull under 90K for less than 3 minutes. I was awake watching it happen, got stopped out as well. Yeah, I mean, I just take it as, I'm a trader on the market. I'm not going to win every time. Of course, I've had a good string of wins over the past few months, but like, fuck off. You know how dramatic that was this morning? I was like, you gotta be freaking kidding me. They were trying to push that sucker down, but we're lucky that the whales were there to kind of buy it back up. Institutions were there to buy it back up because they do not want to see Bitcoin fall as well, because if you're an institution, you want more people buying Bitcoin, and the way you get somebody to buy it is you look at that chart, it's like, oh, it's going up, 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 showing a dip, but overall it's going up, 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 up. That's what you're selling to your consumer. That's what you're selling to everybody that wants to buy the Bitcoin spot ETFs. Peanut is available for trading on Coinbase tomorrow. Oh, that could be a good little pop right there. That could be a good thing right there, especially if you guys want to add some leverage to it. And hey, you're on. Happy to see my man. Good to see you streaming and glad Bitcoin is moving up again. I hope it's moving up, man. I hope so for dear life. And hey, XEM Dime. No, it wouldn't be 2025. It'd be 2024. I space out on a little bit. But again, I just don't know how a lot of this stuff gets fixed up. I just don't know, because interest rates only affect so many parts of the economy. And, you know, most people, this is something where I don't know about most people, like, most people can afford groceries every month. I'm not talking about those people who are on food stamps or they struggle and so. A lot of people can afford groceries. It might not be the top tier stuff, but they can afford to eat every month without any issue. You know, I put all of my grocery bills on my credit card so I can get discounts and points and stuff, right? But I could afford all that stuff with my debit card if need be. So I'm thinking, like, how is this making it harder for me to buy any of this stuff, right? Like, eggs is out of control because, you know, bird flu and all that crap, but it just seems like so, I don't know. Actually, let me ask ChatGPT this. Maybe that's a better way to go about it. And hey, Cap Wanzi, can't pronounce the name. I know you've been here for a minute, so sorry. That's another Adam and Eve you're showing on Bitcoin right now. It sure does look pretty gnarly. Yeah, gnarly is probably the right way to say it. Although I'm excited to see what happens with it. Like, I would not be buying right now. You just looking at that right now, I'm like, ooh. But give it some time. See if we can actually have a pop. Maybe the 5-minute chart can give us some ideas of what's about to happen here. Although Adam and Eve, yeah. Hold on a second. Let me go to a new chat. All right, how does the Fed raising rates keep inflation down? What sectors do the rates affect, and which ones do they not affect? Because I know AI is probably gonna help me out better. I got a new mechanical keyboard. It cost me like $160, but I freaking love it. But there's like so many buttons on it. I don't know what to do. There's rollers, there's buttons, there's like M1, M2, M5. I don't know what any of these buttons do, but it's really cool. All right, here we go. So, like, how raising rates helps keep inflation down. Let me go over here very fast. There we go, right? So increased borrowing cost, right? So like mortgages, car loans, and business loans are more expensive. This discourages consumers and businesses from taking on debt to fund spending or investments, reducing overall demand. Higher savings incentives, right? That's pretty self-explanatory. Cooling down the housing market. Higher mortgage rates reduce demand for homes, slowing down price increases in the housing market. That makes sense. Strong dollar. A higher interest rate can attract foreign investors, increasing the demand for the US dollar. A stronger dollar makes imports cheaper, which can lower the price of imported goods and services. We are an import economy, of course, and we get a lot of stuff from China. But even then, stuff from China ain't cheap no more. Reduce consumer spending. When borrowing becomes more expensive and disposable income decreases due to higher debt servicing costs, consumers cut back on non-essential spending. Right, that's some of the stuff we just talked about. Sectors affected by rates, yeah, we talked about that. Tech and growth stocks. Bitcoin, I would say, is more closely related to tech. Sectors less affected. Utilities, right? Companies provide essential services, electricity, water, gas, right? Consumer staples, food, beverages, and household items. This is where most of the inflation is coming from now. Healthcare. This is where a lot of inflation is coming from. Health insurance, right? Defense and government contracts. Yeah, Ukraine's still taken care of. Industries with fixed cost long-term contracts, right? So, what about... I didn't spell that right, but what about car insurance? That was another big one, right? Car insurance is generally not affected by Federal Reserve interest rate hikes, right? So it's not. What about, what was the other part here? Pet services. Are indirectly affected by Federal Reserve rates. Here's how. Let's see. Ah, that could be interesting. So like grooming, I didn't think about grooming, so AI has helped me out a little bit here, right? Higher interest rates can increase the cost of loans for small businesses such as pet groomers, kennels. This means to higher service prices. Okay, okay. Oh wait, that's bad. That means they charge more, which leads to more inflation. Let's see. Oh, they may cut back on luxuries like pet spas and advanced training classes. I have not known a dog that has enjoyed a pet spa. Maybe Loki would love to go to a pet spa. I got some disposable income, right? Veterinarian care is less affected. Basic food and pet spa. See what I mean? Like, it doesn't seem like what he's doing is going to actually affect the economy all too much. Lots of liquidity at 85,000. I have an open limit order on Bitcoin for $86,000 right now. And I'm hoping it hits eventually. And hey, Bill Showtime, happy to see my man. $87,250 is the mid-range of the bull pennant from where I measured on the daily. I just hope we can continue the trend here. And you know, a lot of what we're talking about, technical analysis and whatnot as well, it's just like, let's hope CPI makes it all irrelevant and we just go sky high when we have that inflation data. Let's hope that Donald Trump spends 20 minutes talking about how blockchain is going to be great and how Gary Gensler is fired. You know, like stuff that probably won't happen as far as his speech, but like it could definitely give us a nice little boost. Loki's over here trying to act cute, but like I have no more treats. He's like, where are the treats? He's looking at my pockets. There's nothing here. Nothing. Vanish. But yeah. So again, just a lot of what he's doing, like maybe motor vehicle repair, maybe that one. I could see that maybe having an impact, perhaps. And directly, that means it's still affected. So people don't pay for non-urgent repairs, which is dangerous. Like, you know, that's not good. Increased vehicle longevity. Oh, so people keep older cars later. That means that increases demands for repair. See, like, that's not good. See, I don't know. See? Yeah, I don't know. What about rent? Apartment rent. Higher borrowing costs for developers and landlords. Higher interest rates increase borrowing costs for developers, making it more expensive to build new apartment complexes. This can limit the supply of new rental units over time, potentially keeping rents high in areas with strong demand. That's not good. That makes inflation go higher. Landlord expenses. Landlords with variable rate mortgages or loans for property improvements face higher costs, which they may pass on to tenants through increased rent. Slower home buying market. This could be good for inflation, right? Oh, but this increases demand of the rental market. Okay, yeah, okay. Rate hikes often slow down the economy, leading to job losses or reduced wage growth. This can limit how much landlords can charge for rent, especially in the middle and low income markets, which tenants are more price sensitive. Investor behavior, yeah, so more bonds and stuff. So like, you know, see, like I'm trying. Like I even asked AI, like, how is this gonna help? Like, how is rate hikes or rate cuts gonna actually impact what we're seeing out there in the world? And it's just not good, right? So it almost makes me wonder when we come back a few days from now, you know, because this page I think happens like the day after or 2 days after we have the Fed rate hikes, or the CPI report. We'll know which sectors are being hit and which ones are not. And we're like, well, no wonder they're still going up, because interest rates don't have an impact on them, or if they have an impact, it's actually a negative impact. Now that I know that pet services actually partially go up because of having higher interest rates, college textbooks, well, actually I didn't ask about that one, but you know, a motor vehicle repair, that gets worse because more people need to tune up their old cars, so that, you know, just more business. And I'm like, I gotta raise the price. I'm like, damn, I didn't realize all this stuff. Do I think it's a good time to buy a car or a house now? Wait, I mean, I'm waiting. I'm personally waiting. At most, I may lease a car or something like that, but I don't feel the need to buy anything right now. And in fact, if you're buying something, I would say save up cash and buy land, and then build your house on top of it over time while living in an apartment or something. That's my personal viewpoint, but I mean, everybody has their own different styles, right? Yeah, it really just depends on where you live and what the circumstances like. Like, I might not buy a house by where I live because everything's freaking expensive, like real expensive. But if I'm going down to Texas where I know the market is a lot more affordable, right? Or just even across the mountains in eastern Washington where that's much more affordable, I might think about buying at this point in time. Because I know when interest rates go down and the loans cost a lot less, there's just going to be more demand for houses, which means everybody's going to be piling on top of each other to buy the houses, right? So it's like housing is such a complicated thing. But even if you were to look over here, hold on a second here. Like out here in Seattle, all right, there's still some green and stuff, but it's all parks. Nobody does anything out here. But if you wanted to buy a house out here, it's like all these houses are like a minimum of like $1 million, right? Even these little tiny ones, this is a lot of money. However, if I, like, hey, I can work from home. Maybe I want to live out in the countryside where there's no rain, as you can see right here. Perhaps you move out to the small town called George, which I don't recommend. I don't like the place all too much. But there's little towns, Yakima maybe a good one, or the Tri-Cities, right? Little town, houses are cheap. You can buy land out here wherever you want to go, and you can just build yourself a nice house, right? Or you can get yourself like a mansion if you really want a mansion. It all depends, because most people that build houses out here, they have an income that represents the area, right? So there'll be nice luxury areas, there'll be simple areas, right? Just places to store shit, I guess. But you get my point. It really just depends on where you want to live, and that makes it a little bit more difficult. And hey, Jim Bob, happy to see my man. It's been a minute. Good to see you still doing TA. Hopefully Bitcoin pumps after Trump's hire date. Fingers crossed. I mean, it might be a pump and a dump. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. Like, I think CPI is much more important, of course, for me. We don't really have an interest rate cut happening this month, so I don't think that's going to be anything crazy. But this inflation is probably going to be the biggest portion of the month. And then with Trump, like, I don't think I'm going to stream the Trump inauguration because it's going to be too long and stuff like that. Maybe we'll talk about it that later on that night. But I think I'm just really hoping he talks about Bitcoin. Everything else that happens with Trump, the economy, all that type of stuff, I don't care about it, to be honest, until it starts to hit my wallet. And then if it's my wallet, I'll be like, ah, fuck Trump, or like, I love Trump. One of the two, right? But like, it's going to be very interesting the next few years, because like, what happens? Like, what? That's it. Like, do we go back to like the peaceful times we had back in 2016, 2017, 18, 19, where like, no new wars and stuff? Or does something come up where he's like, oh fuck, we got to go in there? There's so much stuff that could happen. But I think, long story short, for the entire crypto industry, this is a time where you guys want to be looking for everything, different companies to invest in, different types of tokens, and then just leaving your 10, 20 bucks in there for years, right? 10 bucks in this company 1 month, 20 bucks in this company another month. Let it sit for years, because eventually, with all the regulation, we're going to have much more clarity. And then there's going to be tokens that will basically, how do I explain this? There's going to be more advanced exchanges, and those advanced exchanges will only be able to list certain tokens. And if you get lucky to have one of your tokens listed on one of those exchanges, because you did the research, and I'll help you guys out as well. You did the research and you saw what everything was, what was happening. You were like, hey, this is a real company. It's a Web3 gaming company, or it's a financial services tech company, and it has Web3 components, right? You buy their tokens and it ends up on that exchange. Oh man, there's all this money that's going to go flooding into them. They're going to have earnings reports, all this other type of stuff. It's just going to be great for you as an investor. But we still have to wait so many years for this stuff to kick off, which is going to drive us nuts. But we know the process is starting, and we know that there's still more interest in Bitcoin, which means that as time goes on, more and more institutional investors are going to be loving this. But for Trump, I'm just hoping he really gives us more regulatory clarity. He gets Jerome Powell, I'd like to get fired, honestly, for the transitory stuff. But Gary Gensler, get him out of there. And hey, Cap, Michael's been here for the whole time since I started 4+ years ago, and he's been real the whole time with his notifications and posts and live streams, much more so than most of the others in Gym. Yeah, well, I was actually talking to a friend about this. I'm known for being just like a chill dude, and I'm not a wild guy, which makes me a little bit more pleasurable. Although I am going to be a little bit more snazzy in the future here. I'll let you guys know more about that in a few minutes. You're from New York, upstate. You're right about prices, but don't send more people here driving up the rent prices. I have to go grab Pizza Hut, brother. $20 for a stuffed crust and 16 boneless wings. Sheesh. Oh my God. Killed Tony on live on YouTube in 15 minutes. Have a great rest of your stream. Hey man, have a good rest of your night, my man. But no, I just, what do you call? I am going to change my style here temporarily, not temporarily, in the future, but it's more of like, I feel like I just toss on something because I'm always running late to these streams now, and I just like put on a sweatshirt or a jacket or something like that, right? But in the future, I'm going to dress up a little bit more snazzy, and you might use luxury, I don't know what you want to call it, but it's going to be a little bit nicer and more formal, not like extremely formal, like something you could wear that's nice, like a nice jacket, nice something that you walk downtown with. And that's as I take in my extra cigar influencer responsibilities. I'm not going to wear sunglasses inside. I don't think I like that type of stuff just yet as far as on the stream, because I feel like, well, see, I don't know. I might actually do it, but I'm not going to be the crypto bro mentality while doing it. So it might just be me. And part of it, honestly, is I have a light flashing at me the whole time. I know you guys can't see it, but I have a light flashing on me, and it actually hurts my eyes. And so I just kind of want to use sunglasses for that. But I think I need to get some contacts first, which I ordered some and they never came. So I got my money back through my card. They said they made a mistake and they're going to send me more, but God, I fucking hate dealing with contact lens people. So we'll see. And hey, here, I'm happy to see my man. Lex Friedman it up. Exactly. It's not going to be full on suits. It's not going to be full on suits, but it'll be, hold on. Let me see if I can find an outfit. Black men business casual. Shit, that is not what I was thinking when I typed in black men business casual. Business casual hip hop? No, that's not it too. Shit. I know what I can do. Hold on. Oh, I opened a photo and it went to the wrong window. There we go. So this is a personal friend of mine. He's the guy who's like mentoring me through some of the corporate side of Seattle, the corporate side of government, working with the government to kind of build out blockchain technology in Seattle, making it more of a hub for the cryptocurrency community, right? But you see how he has a little bit of a style right here? Mine's not going to be as nice as his, I would say. But like he invited me out to a private club where like the rich of Seattle hang out and stuff like that. It's like private. It's great. I should have wearing my collared shirt as always, maybe a ring, maybe my Apple Watch, something like that. But he has like a nice luxury watch. He has nice rings, some like jewelry on, much different style. But I like how he's wearing that coat with the scarf, that type of style. I'm maybe not wearing the sunglasses inside, although he can pull it off. I can't. I'm not bald. But you know, I got more of that that caramel glow, so I can't wear too much stuff. But things like that. So I'm moving in that direction, but I'm like a freaking freighter. You know, I just move so slow because I'm not trying to change my personality. I'm trying to do it as a form of branding, right? Because as I'm meeting all these people, I need to dress up for all these people, but I don't want to go into a suit everywhere I go, right? I want to show up in some nice clothes that makes people understand this guy has some money, he knows what he's talking about, but he's not, like, I don't want to be in a suit. I don't want to be a suit, right? There's a difference right there. So we'll see how it goes. A little bit more sophisticated. There you go. That's the word right there. Somebody, yes, Shank. Maybe that's how I pronounce it. That is sophisticated. That's the word I'm using right there. Because what I'm going to get a membership to here in the next month or so, I'm pretty much like following my guy's timeline of what he wants me to do. Columbia Tower Club. It's this place in Seattle. So basically, like, you look down on the entire city. Like, literally, you're looking down on the Space Needle. Nice corner table. I mean, look at that. Look, you can have a little dinner right there. A little bit of binoculars. Nah, this must be a posed photo. But, I mean, like, they're having a dinner. Look at that. Look at those views. Nice little table. That's the bar we're sitting at over there. Right? I mean, usually, well, offices and whatnot, different party, like, you know, board, what do you call those? Not boardrooms, ballrooms. Look at the port. It'd be at the top of this building downtown. I mean, looking down at other buildings. I mean, like, board meetings in the back with the nice view. I mean, like, let's say I'm dealing with a crypto corporation saying, hey, we want you to bring your business out to Washington State. I'd love for you guys to talk on my channel, stuff like that. But let's have a meeting here and we can discuss it while we're playing shuffleboard or something. Or, you know, TV, watching a game. I'm much more of a casual person, as you guys might imagine. So, but yeah, that's the type of stuff I'd be happy to do. So that's kind of where I'm moving my brand over the next few months or so. You guys will see a shift, not so much in how I talk and stuff, but just like, oh, Michael's wearing some sunglasses tonight on the stream. Oh, Michael has his hair combed back a little bit more. You know, it's things like that. But I'll get to it slowly. Like you see right now, I don't have my hair combed. It's all over the place. I got a haircut yesterday, which is fine, but like my hair, oh God, I normally comb it. I put oil in it every day usually. Today's just been so much stuff happened. I woke up so early that I went back to sleep and then messed up some stuff. I had a meeting with Opus Clip this morning. It was just crazy. But anyway, I'll see you guys a little bit later. I'm already an hour late to another event I was supposed to go to, basically watching football with the guys, so I don't even know if I have a seat, but I will be posting more, as you guys can see. And if you guys get a chance, watch some of the videos I post out, because YouTube is not promoting them. You guys know that my channel got demonetized by YouTube, so they don't like me right now. Doesn't matter. I'm still gonna keep on posting. And so I have been putting out some videos. I put out a 18 minute long video today, 8-minute long video yesterday. And then I made 9 days ago, I made a half an hour Lux Algo Smart Money Concepts course for 2025. And this has been doing okay. So if you guys want to watch those videos, don't forget to just go to my channel, look at videos and see what I've been posting, because YouTube does not